Good evening. Good evening. If your team is undefeated in the SWAC, let me see some hearts in the chat. If you're undefeated in the SWAC. If you're undefeated in the SWAC, let me see some hearts. I should only see a couple of hearts by certain people only. Only. Look at these blue hearts. That's what I'm talking about. Blue. I should only see blue and white hearts. Blue and white. If you're undefeated in the SWAC. Let me take this cornet off of the screen. Thank you so much for tuning in to Thursday Night Live with She Loves Thee. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited because I got together a couple of players. I asked around a little bit about what players do they think that you either have to look out for or that are going to have an impact this weekend. Battle for the SWAC East, right? This is the biggest game in the SWAC. And it's all going to come down to what happens on Saturday. So before that, we break that down, I'm going to start out by doing a little bit of news around the SWAC. I had some people send me some articles and just some shout outs, and then we'll get right down onto it. I do not have Jackson State and Alabama State up here for week 12 SWAC games, and that's because, of course, that's the game of the week. Tonight we have some Thursday and Friday games. So we have Grambling. Dear Grambling, dear Grambling. My son needs to be going to sleep. If you don't go to sleep, I'm gonna make him go to the other room. All right, Grambling State versus Alabama A&M. Of course, this is at Alabama A&M. Ooh, boy, say it ain't so. I don't know if this is right. It says 17-3. I know Jay White hot. It's fish grease. Uh-oh, she got a little splash of red. We got the splash. We got the highlight of the red. The highlight of the red. So, Alabama A&M, what happened? Okay, so I will say that Alabama A&M is a second half team. Uh-oh, Miles Crawley is back. So Miles Crawley finds Jaron Waters for a 10-yard touchdown. So it looks like Miles Crawley is back with a vengeance, right? The first quarter ended with Alabama A&M and Grambling tied for 3. Jay White, you supposed to be at the game. Mr. Unsafe City, you supposed to be at the game. But you know what? I appreciate you for supporting my channel. Hey, how y'all doing? Yep, that's what I said. If you undefeated in the SWAC, let me see some hearts. Look at the hearts. We got Whitley. She is the managing moderator in the chat, so whatever she says goes. So if you get kicked out, what color is this? I thought you was Hampton. I could have sworn that this young man was Hampton. And I know that Hampton's colors are not orange and green. The 6'7" dude starting. Oh, I've been waiting on him all season long. Hey, Jerome. He's got his blue and white with our W.C. Gordon red. Our W.C. Gordon red. All right. So, dang, Jay White's not even watching the game. Thank you so much for watching. So I want to hear your thoughts. Somebody sent an anonymous source, who shall remain nameless, because if you send me something, I will, let it remain nameless. So thank you so much. You know who you are, for sending this article to me. I'm going to pull it up and we're going to read it. This is SWAC news. So I'm just sharing the SWAC news. Hey, I'm sharing the SWAC news, y'all. All right. SWAC announces Florida A&M, Prairie View A&M altercations, suspensions, and fines. This came out this morning at 9 a.m. The Southwestern Athletic Conference has announced suspensions and institutional fines stemming from a post-game altercation that transpired between FAMU and Prairie View football teams on Saturday, November 9th. After conducting a comprehensive investigation, it was determined that both schools violated the league's code of ethics conduct by committing acts of unsportsmanlike conduct. 2 student athletes have been suspended for the next scheduled contest for both schools for their respective involvement in the altercation. In accordance with league bylaws and sports regulations, the conference office has levied a fine against FAMU in the amount of $25,000, along with a fine against Prairie View in the amount of $25,000. The Southwestern Athletic Conference upholds an extremely high ground of good sportsmanship and does not condone unsportsmanlike behavior. We will continue to work diligently to provide our member institutions with the necessary guidance and resources to support good sportsmanship and healthy competition at all times. Whew. What y'all think about that? I will say this. I have been also practicing on my etiquette and being professional at all times and appearing and upholding to professional behavior that is conducive of a positive environment. Crawley's first pass was an interception. Yeah. And I was rooting for you. The football season can't end fast enough. Oh no, we're enjoying our football season. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to rush it. So I wanted to start off by saying Jackson State has the number 1 overall in scoring, number 1 rushing defense, number 1 passing offensive efficiency, number 2 in kickoffs, number 2 in defensive efficiency, number 2 in scoring defense, number 2 in overall defense, number 2 in red zone offense. These stats are provided by SWAC.org. Thank you, SWAC, for supplying those statistics. Alabama State has number 5 in scoring, number 4 in rushing, number 2 in rushing defense, number 3 in passing offensive efficiency, number 2 in kickoffs. I think maybe I didn't change that one. Number 3 in passing offensive efficiency, number 1 in defensive efficiency. They have the number 1 overall defense, number 2 in interceptions, number 2 in sacks, Number 2 scoring defense. Number 2 overall. Oh, no, I know for a fact they don't have number 2 overall offense. Y'all, I was rushing on this one. So their overall offense is like 4th or 5th. Nobody cares about your little stats. Ladarius, it's important to share stats. It's important. It's important. The football season can't end fast enough. So, okay, so y'all don't want to hear the stats. Here, y'all want to hear this? Look at this. This was my week 0 prediction. As you can see, I'm in the middle. Mr. Ford is on the left, and Wild Wayne Cartwright is on the right. Number 1, Mr. Ford had FAMU at number 1, Jackson State at number 2, Alabama State at number 3, Bethune-Cookman at number 4, Alabama A&M at 5, and Valley at 6. I had Jackson State at number 1, Alabama State at number 2, Florida A&M at number 3, Bethune-Cookman at number 4, Alabama A&M at 5, and Valley at 6. And then, of course, Wild Wayne had he had Alabama A&M at number 4, but his pretty much looked the same as Mr. Ford's. I told y'all not to bet on Manor. Okay, you guys have to go back and watch where I said it's like a short, and they were asking me like, who do you think's gonna win what? And I was like, win. And I think I did a pretty good job of naming who I felt was going to win, and I think I did a good job. So let me see this. Nope. I got all these different overlays, and I'm trying to find Thursday night without anything on it. But anyway, all right. So I'm gonna drop the StreamYard probably at about I want to say after I go through a couple of these, I'll drop the StreamYard so that I can get basically some feedback from you guys, because I just chose some players that I felt were going to have an impact on the game, or that it's going to be important to either watch for them or make sure you keep your head on the swivel, because they all have brought something to the table in terms of either their offense or their defense. The general, Jacoby and Morgan. It's a beautiful thing, right? When you can have a great quarterback room. We see how having a strong quarterback room, not just QB1, but QB2, QB3, that having a quarterback stable full of talent is essential in the SWAC, right? Jacobian has, I feel like he's found his rhythm, and he's really provided that stability for the offense that we needed. They were trying to figure things out, but listen to these totals. Rushing statistics in 9 games and 53 attempts. Jacoby and Morgan has rushed for 168 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then passing statistics wise, 9 games, 113 of 176, 5 interceptions, 1,452 yards, 13 touchdowns. His longest passing touchdown was 66 yards. His completion percentage is 64%. He averages 12.8 yards per pass, and he's averaging about 161.3 yards a game. Not too shabby, right? Not bad at all. I feel like having a seasoned quarterback is going to be important in this matchup. We are getting ready to go to Alabama State, and their quarterback is not as seasoned as Jacobian Morgan in terms of being in a lot of games. So this is one of the reasons why I feel like he's going to be important. Of course, we could never forget the offensive line, right? Our offensive line versus the Alabama State defensive line. Aren just pointed that out. That the ability for them to give Jacobian Morgan some time back there for him to make those plays and those reads and those adjustments. This is probably, I'm trying to see, do people think that ULM's defense is as good as Alabama State's defense? So I definitely think that skills-wise, like the defensive backs and the safeties, I feel like Alabama State has way more talent. ULM was one of our hardest games. Skills-wise, I think that Alabama State had better DBs and corners. Linebackers are stout too. And so this is going to be basically the game that determines the SWAC East, but it also is going to answer the main question is when Jackson State is faced with a similar defense in terms of their scoring defense, their ability to stop the rush, interceptions wise, how is Jackson State's offense going to adjust? How is the quarterback going to adjust to this defense? How is the offensive line going to adjust? So this is a great test for our offensive line. This is a great test for our quarterback, offensive coordinator, TC Taylor, matching and dialing it up and making those adjustments. So what are you talking about? Said Brass says that he wishes that he could play JSU so that they could lose. Which defense is better? I love the matchup, but looking like doing an eye test and looking at the type of players that I chose for Alabama State's team. Now, mind you, that's not negating. We have Evan Henry, Kirk Ford, we have we have some young talent at the offensive line that's been holding up. And so this is just another test. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Bonham?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, I'm doing good.
Are you watching Alabama A&M and Grambling?
You know I am. You know I am. It's 1 minute
Alabama
and 20
A&M
seconds.
offense. What's going on? How they gonna fix it?
No, they're going to get a new coach, new staff. I know one thing, that during
How you gonna fix it?
that Bayou Classic is going to be a build-up, man. That's Grambling look like they done come up with a formula. They done closed the playbook down. They playing really good defense.
Mr. Ford, Miles Crawley is back tonight.
Yeah, I'm watching it. Like I said, they closed down the playbook. They running about 10, 15 plays, and that's it.
The same 10 to 15 plays?
Yeah. Yeah. They real simple, real basic, real vanilla. Oh, let me tell you this. You heard about the big news here in Atlanta, right? I mean, the metro area, right?
Wait, hang on. Hang on just a second. You got this street committee tea. Give me a second, Mr. Ford. You just come up in here just spilling it. All right, Mr. Ford. Go ahead.
Okay, the word down here is that Eddie George is going to take the Kennesaw State job. It's basically a done deal. Because you know they're firing everybody up there at Tennessee State out. You know, they got a new president. He's a Trumper. And from what I'm hearing, he's firing people left and right up in Nashville.
Now, why would they get a trumper at a HBCU?
Yeah, he left. He was at Clark Atlanta. He was the president of Clark Atlanta. He left Clark Atlanta to go work for the Trump administration. Well, anyway, we got him from. He was the head of the business department, I think, at Texas Southern. Somebody do the research on him. I think his name
Can
is
we get
Dr.
some
Roman.
allegedlys in the chat, please?
Yeah, get some allegedlys because
I need about 10. There's 154 people in here. I need about 10 to 15 allegedlys. Can you repeat that, T? Because that's a big thing right there.
Yeah, the word is that Eddie George is going to be the new coach at Kennesaw State University. You know, they're FBS. They're in the Conference USA. The guy who was the athletic director was once at Florida A&M. His name is Milton Overton. It's supposed to be a done deal that he's going to be the new coach at Eddie George is going to be the new coach at.
Don't Kennesaw State have like 30,000 students?
No, last time I heard it was 45.
But why do their games only draw 10,000 kids?
Because football is new. The guy who they fired actually started that program, Brian Bohanna. He actually started. They were really good in FCS, but they've struggled since they went from FCS to FBS. Now I think they were at one time in the Big South, and then maybe they might have gone from the Big South to the Ohio Valley, but now they're in Conference USA. Yeah.
You breaking tea over here.
Yeah, that's the big news that Eddie George is coming to Metro Atlanta.
What does that mean for Tennessee State?
Well, we'll see who they go out and get. That's gonna be interesting.
What you mean it's gonna be interesting?
Whitney.
Are they gonna come? Are they gonna jump to an HBCU conference? Are they still who's their coach gonna be? Coach Maynard? Like, what does that mean?
Well, we got to see. You know who they got a AD who is a Tennessee graduate, and we got to see what does he want. You know, if he's looking for
said Fred McNair.
Huh?
Somebody in the chat said Fred McNair.
At Tennessee State? No.
Yeah. No. Somebody else in the chat said a white coach.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at that. But yeah, hey, Miss Whitley. That's gonna be interesting, Mr. Mona, because the guy who is the new president, Dr. Johnson, he at one time worked at Texas Southern. He was the dean of the business department. So he had SWAC connections. But, you know, the word up there in Nashville is that the Regents is never going to let them join a black conference.
Somebody said maybe Dooley can go to Tennessee State.
Come on, please. No. They looking probably at somebody on the FBS level. It'll be somebody in the FBS level.
Willie?
Whoa, you know, that could, yeah, you never know. You're right. Because my thing is, I can't see Willie being at Duke another year.
Why? They're successful.
Yeah, but listen, Willie is he's too valuable to be as a running back coach. I can't see him being a running back coach another year. I might be wrong, but I don't see it.
So have you heard anything about folks missing Willie?
Oh my God.
They down there acting the fool at Prairie View. That's missing Willie. You just said they done got a $25,000 fine being stupid.
They made a big time, Willie.
I don't know. I haven't seen the kids fighting. I saw like a little heated exchange. I didn't see any like bows being thrown, but allegedly, you know, they had. I don't think that's a missing of Willie. That's just disappointment in losing, right?
No, it's a lack of leadership. It's a lack of leadership down there. Now, one thing I keep telling you is I see a rudderless ship on that offensive side from that offense coordinator position. Because I done said it over and over, and I've talked to people at the FAMU people at my school. Listen, if he don't make that move and put Burris as offense coordinator and take Joe Henry down to offensive line coach, he can stay as assistant head coach and all that. But they've got to they've got to get a Burris guy offense coordinator job and the play calling duties. Because if they don't, Cozy's stay in Tallahassee is going to be real short. It's going to be short. He's got to make those moves. He could be run out next year. Listen. And by the way, did you hear the latest on, somebody need to look this up. They said General Hunt ain't played in but one game at Illinois. Then they said that the Cheney kid who went out to Colorado, Dion done kicked him off the team. They said the only one that's actually playing is Anthony Dunn. He's at, where's he at? Toledo or somewhere? But they said General Hunt ain't played in but one game.
So what do you think?
And they said Prime kicked out, he kicked, what's the name, off the team? He kicked the Cheney kid off the team.
Can we get some more allegedly? Because, you know.
Yeah, get you some alleged. Somebody, hey, you FAMU people, is that true? I know you know.
They're not going to tell us on this. They're not going to say yes on this podcast.
Well, yeah, they might. You never know.
No, they're not going to answer that question. They might watch, but they're definitely not going to confirm anything. Mr. Ford, should Rod Reed come back as the coach for Tennessee State?
I don't think Rod wants to go back. I don't feel like Rod, you know, he had some beef intentions with them. He felt like they didn't follow through on the things they told him they were going to do. Rod would be good for some people at some of the HBCUs. He would be excellent. I saw him, I think his son plays for Texas A&M. I saw him on television maybe a week or two ago.
All right, Mr. Ford. Well, thank you so much for all of that. You ready to break down this Alabama State versus Jackson State?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have a score now, but I think that it's going to be hard fought, because let me tell you something. It's going to be hard fought, but I think Jackson pulls it out, but I don't have a score.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and make my case, you know. So I've already done Jacoby and Morgan, of course. And we're just going to go through these players, and then we're going to go through a couple of Alabama State players, and then we're going to open up the panel. So, of course, I got to get Irv up there. So Alabama State has the number 2, I want to say the number 2 rush defense in the SWAC.
Okay.
So this is going to be interesting because everybody has had Jackson State's playbook, but for some reason they can't shut down Irv. They cannot shut him down. It's like week in and week out, you know that Irv is going to get the ball, right? And they're still not able. Boy, if you don't lay down, I'm going to make you go in that other room. They're still not able to shut him down. What do you think about Alabama State packing that box and Jackson State having to keep Alabama State honest by utilizing the quarterback to throw it downfield so you can keep them from packing the box all the way? Like, what do you think that strategy is going to look like?
Well, I think that TC will move Jacoby and he'll spread him out. He'll roll him out. He'll boot him. Because now Alabama. Now, one thing about Alabama State, if you one of them teams that you just gonna stand up in the spot, what we mean, drop back and pocket pad, they coming to get you. You ain't gonna do that. Nah, you ain't gonna pocket pass on them. So I think that he'll make the adjustment.
Wait. You don't think our offensive line can handle that?
Yeah, I think they can handle it, but they're gonna come with them different blitzes. They're gonna come A gap, B gap, safety blitz, corner blitz. They coming. That guy does a great job, man. One thing about that guy, see, I've said this to you before. Eddie Robinson's best coaches are on his defensive staff. That's where his best coaches are. Those are the people who are students of the game. Those are the people who are at the chalkboard. Okay. His problem is, and that happens with a lot of defensive coaches, to me, he doesn't pay enough attention to his offense, and he has his offense very simple. But I mean, that might be an excuse because, like you say, he got the young kid that y'all call the fifth string quarterback in there. And, I don't think he's trying to make it too complicated for him, so I can understand it. But you got to remember, his best coaches are on his defensive staff.
Well, I just think that Irv's speed, acceleration, body control, agility, strength, and explosiveness. He's had 100-yard game. 100 yards in rushing for the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's been awesome.
This is his year. I think that they can keep folks off of him by utilizing the tight ends, by utilizing Travis Terrell, by utilizing all the other players, because Jackson State has so many offensive key weapons that they can go to.
They do.
I feel like they'll be able to mix it up. I'm expecting no less than 100-yard game from Irv Mulligan. Our offensive line is phenomenal with rushing, as far as putting those key blocks and opening up those holes. No Diddy.
Well, now they're gonna pack the box now. Now that, which means that's gonna be one-on-one on the outside, which Jackson should do.
Some of their players, good Lord, they got some linebackers. I said Alabama State's got some linebackers.
Hey, I ain't got no problems with. Like I tell people, it's only 2 things Bama State don't have. They don't have a big-time quarterback room, and they don't have a big-time wide receiver room. Everything else is big-time. Now, they're going to go with that. They're going to pack the box. They're going to come with 5, 6, 7 in the box. But what they're going to do on the outside is they're going to man up, and I believe, personally, that that's going to be in Jackson State's favor.
Right.
Because what's his name? Fertillion? What do you call him? Fertillion?
Fertillion. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to have a monster game.
So we got, of course, next we have Travis Terrell. Man, our special teams, and that's not even to discount Janelle Dupree. We just have so many key weapons, right? And so I feel like our special teams with Janelle Dupree and Travis, if they choose not to kick to Travis Terrell, they might kick to Janelle Dupree. They might kick to, or they might try to eliminate that altogether, right? But we have Travis Terrell. I'm thinking he might be the freshman All-American, maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, you talking about Terrell?
Newcomer of the year.
Oh yeah, you talking about Terrell?
Yes, Travis Terrell.
Yeah. I read a national magazine. Yeah, they're playing him up. They also playing up the quarterback at Alabama State.
Oh, they're gonna fold him like laundry.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how he reacts. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how he reacts to that to Jackson State's pressure, because Coach Quinn can bring that pressure now. I've noticed that he can bring it.
Defensive stats, and we looked at the overall defense. Jackson State and Alabama State are literally neck and neck. So I feel like I don't know what's going to happen, but you know, our linebackers and defensive ends and defensive tackles coming for the quarterback, and you know, Coach Quinn got them doing a little dance, a little 1-2 step before they get on that line and confusing that freshman quarterback. I wouldn't want to be staring them down.
And by the way, did you see that Southern University has another quarterback?
Who? What quarterback?
They got the kid. He looked good. He pulled it up for him. The kid from Woodward Academy. He's from Atlanta. He looked. Listen, that kid.
Wait. When you say pulled it off, you're talking about against Bethune-Cookman?
Yeah, but they listen. They got another quarterback. I can't. Is his name Wood? What's that kid's name?
Give me that. Somebody in the chat's gonna have to tell you that one. I did not know.
Yeah, they got another. This kid comes from Woodward Academy. He and T-Set were freshmen, redshirt freshmen together. But anyway, they pulled T-Set and put him in the game, and he basically pulled the game out for him. That kid's gonna be good too. I had a chance to look at some of the game because I was like, let me watch this Bethune. Mm-hmm.
It was Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, but there you go. Jalen Woods. Hey, you better watch that kid too. He gonna be all right too now. And listen, they got another quarterback at Southern University.
5 overtimes with Bethune.
Yeah, I done told you Bethune is ever since they played y'all that first half, they've been better. I told you that.
All right.
Yeah, they've been better ever since they played y'all that game. Now, they gave up in the second half, but that first half, that's the best football I've seen them play all year.
You know, I got my main man Marvin Landy up there.
Yeah, I told you they're giving him some play on the national scene. They're talking about him. And you got a defensive lineman last name Williams. They're giving him some play too.
Jeremiah Williams.
Huh?
Jeremiah Williams.
Yeah, they're giving him some play. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But the thing that everybody here is talking about is this guy, Chennis going to take over black college football in his first year at South Carolina State?
About that. Ain't nobody talking about that.
Yes, they are, baby. Yeah, listen, they talking about it. I'm telling you. Everybody is hoping Jackson can deal with this guy, man. Because I know y'all say I'm getting a little bit ahead, but everybody knows the Celebration Bowl is going to be Jackson State versus South Carolina State, okay? And everybody's saying, is this guy, Chennis Berry, going to take over black college football in his first year at South Carolina State? That's what everybody's talking about. Is he going to take over? So y'all got to get him.
Mr. Ford, one game at a time.
Yeah, I know it. I hear you with that. Yeah, you're right.
I will say
I'll tell you one thing, one game at a time. That Bayou Classic gonna be hot. That Bayou Classic gonna be hot, baby. Mickey got a little solution going. Man, that's Mickey versus Terrence Graves, baby.
Okay. So we're gonna see how Morgan State does, right? You gonna see.
Yeah. They got Morgan State this week, right? They in Baltimore, right?
Be-more.
Yeah, they up in Be-more.
People in chat are saying Deion Sanders, this ain't Deion Sanders coaching. Jackson State will win.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a classic. Cause now I'm gonna say it like this. I know y'all gonna get mad with me, Mr. Mona, but now let me say this. Jackson got the best players, but South Carolina State got the best coaches. Now, I know that's a little hurt some people, but
all I know is, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, y'all got the best players.
Just like you and the rest of the SWAC.
Yeah.
And the rest of the HBCU, everybody, which is, at first it was, well, Jackson State can't be number one because they ain't beat FAMU. And then
Well,
we
you
beat
know what? Now I
FAMU.
was loud and wrong on that one.
Wait. We beat FAMU.
Yeah.
Jackson State supposed to be number one. And then it's North Carolina Central's number one in football, not FAMU. It's like, okay. So then South Carolina State beats North Carolina Central, and now it's Tennessee State is better than Jackson State and North Carolina Central. Let's put them up there at number one, and then they lose to UT Martin and Tennessee Tech. And it's like everybody just every week you guys are discounting Jackson State because for some reason you guys just
I'm not discounting because you know what? I'm hoping that Jackson can bring Chennis back down to earth because I'm telling you, that if this guy comes in and wins his first year, wins a national championship in his first year, and I told you, I said, listen, you got to beat him this year. Beat him this year because we know what it's going to look like down the road.
What it's going to look like? What is
his teams get better. His teams get better. He brings in better personnel. That's what it's going to be. That's what I'm saying. You got to knock him off this year because, baby, next year, he going to be better than what he is this year. That's how his teams are.
Well, we'll just have to see. They haven't made it out the MEAC yet, so we'll just have to see. They have a couple of more games to go. FAMU beat them, so it's not like they're not.
Hey, baby, that's been months ago. They're a different team. They're a different team now. I've seen them. They're a different team. That's been months ago. They different and FAMU different.
Jackson
they
State
got better, FAMU got worse.
Jackson State hasn't allowed a second half score in the last 4 games. We're different as well.
Yeah.
You have to understand we're a different team as well. Like we found our offense and then the defense is just rolling. Like, so when you look at the makeup of the MEAC, you have Norfolk State and Delaware State and Morgan State. Those 3 teams, well, Morgan State, I don't think they've had a winning season in a long time. Norfolk State and Delaware State have been struggling. So you have 3 teams automatically that you're kind of just like, you already know you're going to win those games, right?
Yeah, those are losing teams. Yeah, all of those are losers. Those are losers.
Yeah, Howard is struggling this year.
Yeah.
So, and so North Carolina Central was really the only team that could have gave them some problems, right?
Yeah. That was the game. That was the game of the year for the MEAC. Was the Central South Carolina State game.
It was kind of like a straight sweep. It was a straight sweep.
Well, like you just said, the North Carolina Central South Carolina State game was the game of the year for the MEAC, but it was also, it determined who would go to the Celebration Bowl. That's what it did.
So for us, we have 2 game of the years, right? We had to get over 2 hurdles, 2 humps, which is FAMU versus Jackson State. We beat them by 2 touchdowns. And now we're going to Alabama State. This is a game that signifies a lot because we lost to Alabama State at homecoming last year. Moving right along, we have Reed Pulliam. Reed has been putting up basketball numbers in terms of tackling. One thing that I like about Reed is tackling, the coverage. Like he's just really good. And
he's a heat-seeking missile.
I feel like we have multiple that are going to be blitzing, right? But I feel like as a linebacker, the linebacker play was so it was lacking last year. And so for us to be able to see that that linebacker play elevate so quickly, it's amazing. So Reed Pulliam has 30 solo tackles, 23 assists for a total of 53 tackles. He has 7 tackles for loss for 34 yards, 3.5 sacks for 29 yards, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 3 quarterback hurries, and 1 breakup pass. So Reed is going to definitely be on his P's and Q's this weekend. Ashton as well. If you would like to become a channel member, I think you just press the button in the chat at the bottom. Don't quote me. There should be a button that you can press, and then it'll say join membership. See? It's up in the air. I hope I can make it. I did get approved for my credentials, Mr. Ford.
And now that's which game?
Alabama State.
Oh, so you're coming down to Montgomery?
It's up in the air.
You'll enjoy that. That stadium is beautiful. You know that I haven't been to the stadium yet, but everybody that goes down there just marvels at that. What they call the New Hornet Stadium. They love that stadium.
This is one of the biggest games. So it's one of those things I'm gonna see now. I'm gonna see. I'll know by tomorrow. Tomorrow by noon.
What time is that game of 3? What time is it start at 3 o'clock? What time does that game start?
It starts at 2.
So it'll be 3 hour time because you know they're Central Standard over there in Alabama.
See, that's the thing though. The next game that we have is Alcorn, and it's on the reservation, right?
Oh, that's gonna be a big game. That's probably about 30,000 people down there at the reservation.
Yeah, so I'll know by the morning. I will know. Okay. I'm going to drop this link in the chat if you would like to join a membership. Thank you so much for joining. I'm actually going to be creating some membership only videos soon. All right. So that coverage, boy, listen, I like the way that Coach Quinn has adjusted our defense, right? These last couple.
Oh, yeah, he brings that pressure. That's what I like. When he brings that pressure.
But even in the secondary, they changed the coverage. I don't know if it's a cover. What is it? A cover 2?
Well, always remember, listen, Mr. Bona, always remember what happens in the secondary is dictated by what happens up front.
Right.
If you got outstanding defensive linemen, you're going to have outstanding defensive backs. If you got poor defensive linemen, you're going to have poor defensive back. So the front end dictate what happens in the back end.
Okay. So I think thank you, Ron, for joining the membership. Thank you, SWAC Fam 100. And thank you, Mr. Walker. I think I saw him join the membership earlier. He was already membership, so I don't know what that was. All right. So somebody in the chat said that Pulliam is at least a 90 overall. I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. Towards the end of these, I didn't adjust the numbers. I had to hurry up and get I had to get Alabama State's players in. Ooh, look at what we got. We got Rob McDaniel from Alcorn State.
Oh, he's a player. He's a player.
Man, what? That's the defensive back that I think in the game against UAPB, they had Rob McDaniel covering, is it Giovanni Gibson? They switched it up a little bit, right? Their coverage in these last couple of games, we see that our defensive backs and our safeties, they're switching it up a little bit, and I like that they are rotating the depth and finding those matches. So Robert McDaniel, 6'2", 207, graduate student. He's hometown. He's from the SIP. He's from Jackson, Mississippi.
He's a player. I like it when he's either at the nickel corner or the safety. He's a player.
He is on 2024 Senior Bowl watch, 2024 East West Shrine, 2024 Aeneas Williams. Am I saying that right? Aeneas Williams?
Aeneas Williams Award watch. Went to play this Southern. Yeah.
Okay. Let me read out his stats for the 2024 season. So he's had what you trying to dial? He's had 19 solo tackles, 15 assist tackles for 34 total tackles, 6 tackles for loss for 23 yards, 2.5 sacks for 17 yards, 1 forced fumble, 1 total interception, 4 pass breakups. So we're expecting for Mr. McDaniel to have a game. Hey, Katie, he committed to us first. He started at Jackson State, I want to say in 2019, and then he left and then he came back. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's going to be a big game.
So Matt Knoll, he has not been able to punt that much, right? Because Jackson State has been really dialing it up offensively, and we haven't needed to have a punter. But it's an ace in the hole, right? Alabama State is definitely going to be a defensively led on both sides of the team, or excuse me, on both sides, on Jackson State side and Alabama State. It's going to be a defensive led game.
And don't forget now, Alabama State has real good special teams play. That kid's name is McManus or something. Yeah, but you got to watch him. They got good special teams play.
That's not what I heard. Let me pull it up. I do have a return specialist that I placed on there, but as far as the actual kicker, their field goal kicker is inconsistent. They have a great return specialist and punter.
Is his name McManus or what is it?
McGinn?
Yeah. I think he's 80. He's 80 something.
I got him.
Yeah.
Listen, this is an ace in the hole right here. I don't care what you say. Matt Knoll punted one time against Valley. Do you know that he kicked it at the 1 yard line and then it just bounced right there at the 1 yard line and didn't even go into the end zone? It just stayed right there.
Okay.
Right there. So this right here is the ace in the hole. What do we know? We know that offensively, Alabama State is still fine-tuning their offense by getting a fresh quarterback who once was a wide receiver.
Well, they're not really fine-tuning. They've shut down the playbook. They've run in about 10, 15 plays, and that's it.
Mr. Ford, please don't tell us that Alabama State is only running 15 plays. I can't.
Just watch them. I
don't want no more accusations.
I'm serious. They not. Listen, what Eddie's done, he's basically running the plays that young man knows and can operate at an efficient level, and that's it. That's about it. They ain't digging into like you know talk about digging into the crates. They ain't doing that now. No.
So it's only 15 plays.
How you gonna fix it?
20 plays at the most. They just doing things that young man can execute. That's all they're doing.
I don't want to hear nothing about how did they know the play was happening.
How you gonna fix it?
Blitzed.
Yeah, thank you. That's SWAC fan 100. You're right. He made it simple. He made it very simple for him.
Well, if you
and that's what you do with young players.
You're gonna make it simple for them, you're gonna make it simple for us to find out what you're doing.
Well, I told you that. Quinn, listen. Here's the situation. Here's the situation. Quinn, listen. Quinn is gonna bring a lot of pressure on him. He's gonna go to he's gonna run some zones on him to confuse him. But the main thing is They like you talking about that guy that linebacker you called out. They gonna what's his name? You called his yeah. They gonna bring him up because one thing about Jackson, listen, up front, Jackson is very athletic, and their pursuit is excellent, and they come in with a lot of pursuit.
Matt Knoll kicking it down to the 1 yard line. Alabama State takes possession. That's a safety right there, ain't it? I don't know. I feel like the defense is going to annihilate Alabama State's offense. I do. Because
I think the main thing is to keep that young man confused at that quarterback position. That's what they're going to be trying to do. And they're going to put a lot of pressure on him. I can see him walk, when he's behind the chains, that all-out blitz is coming. They coming with 6 or 7.
As soon as they do the Cupid shuffle, they do this little Cupid shuffle thing. I don't know what it's called. They do a little Cupid shuffle at the line. I said, what is going on? What's happening? You're going to confuse a young quarterback like that.
Yeah, that's their plan. And to beat him up physically as much as they can. Because that's what Quinn takes pride in. He takes pride in the fact that after the game, the opposing quarterback is beaten up. He likes that. He likes them either sacking him or what we call a delivery sack, which means you put a sack on him, but you didn't bring him down with the ball. And that's what he lives for. He's talked about that.
Okay, so I did a little bit of research on Alabama State. Offensively, I focused mainly on the defense, right? I did focus mainly on the defense, and that's just because Alabama State has so many key defensive players, and we're going to see if they hold up against our offensive line, and we're going to see how TC dials it up against a defense like this. I feel like this is actually a great game for Jackson State going into, I don't want to jump to Celebration Bowl, going into facing Alcorn State on the reservation, and then SWAC championship, and then the Celebration Bowl. I feel like this is a great opportunity for Jackson State to try some things, right? See how we adjust to a defense. I'm not too cocky. Congratulations. Oh, you're saying I reached 3.68. Okay, cool. Get me to 3,700. If you are in the chat, or if you're not in the chat, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay, so I have return specialist Robert McMinn. Is that who you were talking about, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's 5'10", 179 pounds. He's from Hollywood,
he's
Florida.
Explosive. He's explosive.
Miami Central High School.
Oh, that's a big time high school.
Is it a big time?
Yes, that's where what's that guy used to be with the Vikings and I can't think of his name. He went to Florida State. That's his school. I think they call themselves the Rockets. You Miami folk on here. What do they call Miami Central? Aren't they the Rockets? Yeah, there you go.
Ask me.
What's that running back that was at the Minnesota Vikings and then he went to the Jets? What's his name? He has a brother that's, there you go, Devin Cook. That's it. Devin Cook is from Miami Central.
All right.
And he had a brother. I think his brother's with Buffalo.
And Jay's almost at 900.
And by the way, FAMU, could you please go back and play in Miami? Could you please do that? Yeah, the brother's name is James Cook. That's right. Them guys man, I love that Delvin Cook, man. That was my man for a while. He's explosive, man.
All right. So Robert McMinn, I'm going to read out his stats. 2024 stats: perform FCS preseason All-American third team, 2024 preseason All-SWAC first team return specialist, Phil Steele preseason All-SWAC first team for kick return, second team for punt return. So he's just on all these different lists. And this year he's had 8 receptions for 166 yards for 2 touchdowns receiving. Kick return, he has 14 attempts for 264 yards. His longest was 35 yards. Punt returns, he attempted 15 for 133 yards. His longest was 58. One thing that I love about our special teams is they be tackling.
Yeah.
You're
That's
not getting ready
Javante
to,
Jones, isn't it?
yeah,
And that
you're not getting
Javante
ready to
Jones.
get that many yards. And I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it's a huge adjustment from last year, right?
Yeah, it is.
A huge adjustment from last
Yeah, your
year.
special teams were horrible last year.
Mr. Ford.
Hmm? And now Javante Jones has it needed special teams coordinator.
He is the special teams coach.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Also the defensive end coach for the defensive ends.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
So I mean, keep your head on the swivel, boy. Them linebackers and shoot, even the holder, anybody can come down there and tackle you. So I'm just, I don't know what the game plan will be. He was highly spoken of. I thought maybe that he was going to have more touchdowns. I don't know whether or not they will decide not to defer to not kick to him or not. To me, I think that you can tackle him.
Oh yeah, I think you can too. Yeah,
I think you can kick to him, and Jackson State can hold it down. Me personally, I ain't trying to smack talk.
What kind of crowd do you think? You think it'll be 25,000?
I'm expecting 30,000. I would think no 30,000. This is the game this is literally the game to determine the SWAC East. Barring Jackson State would have to lose again to Alcorn, but there's a lot of implications to this game.
Oh, G. Tiller said 32K. He thinks it'll be 32,000.
Right there in Alabama. How far is Montgomery from Jackson? 3.5 hours?
Yeah, that's about right. Or is it closer?
It's not closer than 3 hours.
Okay. Now, when you go to Jackson, listen, when you go to Jackson, from Jackson to Montgomery, what's the highways or interstates that go that way? What do you get on?
What do you get on, y'all? Montgomery to get to Montgomery from Jackson.
We know highways. We're saying what numbers?
Oh, dang. You just go 80 west to I-20. You take I-20 all the way down. I-20 west.
Okay.
Damn, it's not.
I thought I-20 took y'all to Birmingham.
No. I-20 west, all the way.
Okay.
No interstate. You just go straight. It's a straight shot. And it says it's 4 hours and 5 minutes.
Or it's 4 hours and 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just wondering. I'm just thinking that what's the crowd going to be like? Would it be a 30,000, 25,000, 20,000? What is it going to be?
I'm thinking 27, 28,000.
That's a big crowd.
Tony, he probably speeds. He said it's only 3.5 hours. He's probably speeding. I'm driving from Atlanta only 2.5 hours away. Okay, so look, You got Atlanta's only 2.5 hours. And then
Hey, Mr. Bayless, I was watching it. I just got in the, I got to get ready for these kids tomorrow. I watched the first half. I was very impressed. I just think it's going to be a knockdown drag out when it comes to that Bayou Classic this year. I watched them for the first half. I was very impressed with them. Yeah.
See, it says US 80 West and I-20 West, but I guess it would be I-20 East. But
So it said US 80 West.
Well, it said it's I-20 East, right? Because you're going east, not west.
Hey, Mr. Tiller, I heard about the game. I didn't go to the game, but I did hear about it. I did hear that about Howard and Tennessee State.
You go through Brandon, Meridian, Dunmopolis,
right? I heard it. Yeah,
Tyler, and then Montgomery. It says 80. It says 80. It says I-20 East, then Highway 80.
Okay, yeah, I know. I've been on Highway 80 before because that comes through Georgia.
They say east, west, north, or south is Jackson State by 40.
Oh yeah.
Why would Mr. Ford go to the Tennessee State game? No.
I heard about the game. I didn't go. I heard it. I know they played at Georgia State last night.
Mr. Ford, you didn't go?
No, I didn't go. I was here.
Here go G. Tillery. Mother Tuskegee had 48,000 last week. Mr. Ford, I just before we finish up on Alabama State, what did you think about Tuskegee choosing to shut down their campus and make it
I expected that. I expected that.
Making it a closed campus.
Yeah, I expected that because they are they're highly embarrassed about what happened over there, and to me, Tuskegee is making a statement it'll never happen again. Because we talked about it. We talked to Brother Jerome about it, and I said we needed to have a summit. All of the HBCs needed to come together, presidents, athletic directors, whatever. And we need to have a summit on it. And we need to come up with a 10-point plan to make sure this never happens at Tennessee State again, never happens at Tuskegee, never happens at Valley, Albany State, Grambling, wherever. It never happens again.
Well,
and so those people, listen, those people at Tuskegee are being proactive. They're being proactive.
Well, here's the thing. Some of these things was like, okay, so like the North Carolina Central shooting that happened, that was actually a North Carolina Central alum that was doing the shooting. And then I don't know how you police that unless you make it literally.
Yeah, you listen. You circle the campus. You put a perimeter around that campus.
They were doing was, that in order you buy a ticket to get into the gate. So
yeah, but listen, you can secure. Listen, you can secure any campus. You put a perimeter around that campus. You talk to any military people, any security people. The campuses can be secured. Okay, it's just I don't know if these people were willing to spend the money. Okay.
Well, I do know that I want to say that when there was bomb threats that under the Biden administration, there was supposed to be funds that were funneled to HBCUs to help with increased security. I know that Governor Tate in Mississippi was one of the governors to basically deny the funding or just say, no, we don't want the funding. But I want to say they did get, we've had summits on HBCU security, right? We've had those at the highest level. And there was funds that were appropriated for HBCUs to increase their security. Some of the states, most of the HBCUs that we're in, they have Republican governors who also stand in the way of getting us those funds. So we've had these summits, especially when they were doing a lot of bomb threats against HBCUs. I need to go do some more research to figure out what that entailed, but I'm pretty sure it entailed like increased security cameras, increased lighting, guardrails, a whole bunch of other stuff that was available. One of the things that they would have to do, of course, is which they're famous for, is letting people come in there with their vehicles.
Yeah.
Like without being thoroughly searched. I was thinking maybe kind of like they have TSA, right, at the airport. So you basically get a background check and you get kind of like a clearance versus the heightened clearance. So I was thinking maybe they could have one of those things where if you're a Tuskegee alum, and you meet certain requirements, that you can pre-register and get clearance, right? Because if it's like a 70-year-old Tuskegee alum, they're not going to shoot up the campus. They don't need to be searched. So basically they get cleared and they don't have to go through all of the rigorous security settings. Okay, so I have Rico Dozier. He's from UAPB.
Yeah, he's a player.
Did Alabama State play UAPB?
I thought they did.
Did nobody? Let me stop being funny. I was trying to be messy and say something about a playbook. Let me go on. Anyway, Rico is also one of those preseason All-Americans. He has a lot of awards.
He was the preseason defensive player of the year, wasn't he?
I thought it was Traquan Thomas.
I thought it was Rico Dozier.
Mm-mm.
Who is Traquan Thomas?
Traquan Thomas is on Alabama State's team too.
What position?
Linebacker.
Oh, okay. I thought it was that Dozier kid. Because it was Miles Crawley was the preseason offensive player, and I thought it was the Dozier kid was the preseason defensive player of the year.
No, it was not Rico.
Okay.
I think it's Traquan Thomas. Anyway, he is the 2024 preseason All-SWAC first team. Phil Steele preseason All-SWAC first team. He was the All-SWAC first team last year at UAPB. And he was an All-SWAC preseason first team in 2022. So he is 5'11", 217 pounds. He has 39 solo tackles, 38 assist tackles for a total of 77 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss for 37 yards.
That's right. It was Kelby Giddens. That's right. That's
29.
right.
Dang, I ain't even close to being right.
Yeah, it was Kelby Giddens. Yeah, that kid from Southern. That's right. The defensive end. Yeah.
Fumbles,
and by the way, Miss Timona, is that kid a pro prospect?
Who?
That Rico Dozier.
From everything I can see, he is 3 quarterback.
I thought so too. Yeah, I think he is too.
Breakups. Well, let me see. He's 5'10". I definitely think he can play on the next level.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Remember Sam Mills was what was he 5? He wasn't even 5'10".
He used to be a running back in high school. He had 1,098 rushing yards as a senior.
Yeah, was that Dozier?
Rico.
Yeah. Because he's from Alabama, right?
Yeah, he's from Abbeville, Alabama.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's a player now. He's a player.
He is a little undersized though, but I definitely think he can make it to the next level. Now, whether that's NFL, CFL, XFL, he can make it. He's safety size at the level. No, ma'am. Okay. He can make it to the CFL or XFL or USFL. I mean, they merged to.
Yeah, they did merge.
All right. So DeMarcus Cunningham, 6'2", 208 pounds.
He's a player too. He's a player.
So these are just the folks that will, you'll be looking for them to be trying to blitz the quarterback or tackle the running backs when they try to come through those gaps. These are the linebackers that
That guy that's the defensive coordinator for Alabama State, he's exotic. He's going to give you a lot of different looks. He'll be making adjustments throughout the game. He's good now. I think his last is Ryan Lewis. Hey, what's the defensive coordinator's name at Alabama State? Is it Ryan Lewis? He's good. I've watched him. He's
I didn't
good.
look up coach's names. I'm not gonna lie.
I think his name is Ryan Lewis. He's a he comes from Bethune-Cookman. He's a Bethune-Cookman graduate.
Dang, Bethune-Cookman, go get your coach back.
No, I can't remember.
I don't know what his beef is with Jackson State losing. And he be what?
Who is this?
Yeah, man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say.
Sutton Hayden, or if it's
What's his name?
G. Well, he might not be Southern, but he's
Tillery.
He loves talking mess about what Jackson State gonna get. Jackson State's gonna lose. Jackson State this. Jackson State that. It's gonna be an upset.
Okay, so who is he repping? Who is he for?
Let me get my Jaguar rug out. I don't know. I mean, uh-oh. Hey, Blue.
Yes, Blue on here.
Blue's here.
Hey, Blue, you heard the story about the Eddie George coming to Kennesaw State? You heard that?
Did you hear that, Blue?
Yeah. It said Eddie George is coming to Kennesaw State.
G. Tillery said Mr. Ford, he said he's repping Southern, but somebody else in the chat said that he's Tuskegee.
Well, you know what?
Ooh, he said he don't have nothing to do with the SWAC, so stop it. Ooh, she put him out on blast.
Who is that now?
She said that he don't have nothing to do with the SWAC, so he need to quit.
Hey. Now the word is that thing is a done deal with Eddie George coming to Kennesaw State. I know you're saying, I hope he don't leave Tennessee State. But now listen, y'all, I don't know if y'all heard, but they said the new president at Tennessee State is firing people left and right. He's getting rid of people. He's firing them
already, Mr. Ford. You told us.
No, I'm just saying somebody was saying they hope he don't leave Tennessee State. He might be doing the best thing because they saying this guy's firing people left and right.
Well, if they firing anyway, let me go ahead and get up out the way. You think Eddie George would go to Alabama A&M?
Yeah.
Like
listen, you know who I'm pulling for.
Jackson State fan base, huh?
Yeah, but you know who I'm pulling for that Alabama State job. I mean, Alabama. I want that guy, the guy that said Miles College.
Sam Shade.
Sam Shade. I want Sam Shade to get that.
All right, so let me see. DeMarcus Cunningham, Bessemer, Alabama.
He's a player.
Bessemer City High School.
Now, you know who came out of Bessemer, right?
Who?
Bo Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Blue said there's real smoke there. Kennesaw State does have interest in him. It'll put Tennessee State in a tough position, though.
Yeah.
If I'm Tennessee State,
hey, Blue, the word here is it's a done deal.
Oh.
Hey, what's that quarterback's name that won the Heisman Trophy at Florida State? I think he's from Bessemer. What's his name?
Who?
You know, he's at New Orleans. Isn't he at New Orleans? He was originally drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. He won the Heisman at Florida State.
Charlie Ward?
No. Charlie Ward is from Thomasville, Georgia. I'm talking about after Charlie Ward.
Ward Dunn.
Ward Dunn's a running back. This guy was drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to say he's with the Cleveland Browns. Jameis Winston, that's him. He's from Bessemer. He's from Bessemer, Alabama.
And that's probably why people don't understand. Like, he's got that country drawl, right? And folks don't
Which
understand.
one?
Jameis Winston. Like, folks don't understand him. Like, just on a.
I think he's with the Cleveland Browns, isn't he? Isn't he with Cleveland?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought James was, Cleveland. Because he's from Bessemer, Alabama, because they said that when Nick Saban visited him, he told him he was going to tight end. That's why he didn't sign with Alabama.
Oh,
they
disrespectful. Disrespectful. Huh? You see how they do black quarterbacks?
Oh, they did the same thing to Georgia told Cam Newton he was going to tight end. They said he was going to tight end. He wasn't playing no quarterback. That's what Georgia don't want no Negro quarterbacks.
All right. So DeMarcus Cunningham, 6'2". He's 218 pounds.
He's a player.
He's not 208. He's 218. I think he wants them 10 pounds.
He's a player.
Yep. So 30 solo tackles, 37 assists for 67 total tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss for 40 yards, 1.5 sacks for 32 yards. Damn. 1 fumble recovery, 1 pass breakup. He's going to be bringing the heat as a linebacker. But look, these are the players that basically Coach TC has dialed it up. Our offensive line coach, Manny Ramirez, has lined it up so that the O-line will be ready for the A gap and the B gap. Close it up or run them down, run them over. That's why it's good to have those big offensive linemen.
Listen, that's going to be 2 outstanding coordinators. That's TC going against Ryan Lewis. That's going to be a chess match and a half. Man, they're going to go at it, man. Because I'm telling you, that coach, Ryan Lewis, that guy can make some adjustments, man. I've watched him. You'll see them. He's going to make a lot of adjustments. Now, I don't know if he's going to be, because see, Jackson State has so much poison. And what I mean by poison, they got so many players who can bite you. They got speed all over the place, and they can burn you at any time. That's why I'm saying I'm looking forward to this chess match between TC and this coach Ryan Lewis. That's going to be big.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too.
Especially since defensively, I feel like Coach Quinn is going to shut it down. Okay.
Yeah, I would give Quinn the advantage right now over the guy at Alabama State. Because I'm telling you, Alabama State's going to run about 10 to 15 plays, and that's it. They've shut the playbook down. They're going to do the simple things that young man can do. Okay?
Warren said that Alabama State is vulnerable on that left side of the D-line. Ooh. You've been looking at their playbook. Alabama State is vulnerable on the left side of that D-line. They said it's a little soft on the left side.
Okay.
So roll out to the left side. No.
Well, we're going to see. I can't wait to see that game.
Traquan Thomas, he has versatility, speed, and agility in tackling. He's from Orlando, Florida. Okay, we got some Florida boys up in here.
Oh, you talking about for Bama State?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, they recruit heavy out of Florida. They love Florida kids.
So their main
always
running back, Holtzclaw, is out for the season.
Yeah, I think so.
I was like, okay, since their quarterback is kind of iffy, what do they have at running back? But Holtzclaw is actually out.
But you're absolutely right. They have always, Alabama State traditionally has always loved Florida kids. They've always, and Eddie played with a lot of Florida kids when he was a player at Alabama State, and he's continued that pipeline. That Alabama State's going to always recruit Miami real hard. They're going to hit Miami real hard, always.
So Traquan Thomas is from Jones High School out of Orlando, Florida. He's 6'1", 232 pounds. They has his position at linebacker, but can he be an edge rusher too?
Well, you know, a lot of those guys are hybrids.
Inside or outside linebacker.
Yeah, but like a lot of them guys are hybrids. You can stand them up or you can put them down on a 3-point stance. That's what the NFL likes is hybrid kids. I mean, hybrid players.
He's on the preseason All SWAC first team and the Field Still preseason All SWAC first team and 2023 All SWAC second team. And his stats are 22 solo tackles, 23 assists for a total of 45, 12 tackles for loss, for 50 yards, 8.5 total sacks for 35 yards, 5 forced fumbles. He has 5 forced fumbles and 3 quarterback hurries. He's an edge. He's just, I figured that based off of his size, I was thinking that Mr. Ford, they did say Traquan Thomas is coming up off the edge.
Okay. Yeah. SWAC fan. Yeah, I remember Ezra Gray. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he was tough. But he was an academic All-American, right? Yeah, he was really good in academically. Yeah, I remember Ezra Gray.
I don't know. Is it Burgess or Burgess?
Who is that?
Burgess. James Burgess. He's a cornerback.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about for Alabama State?
Yes, this is the one that we have to. So, of course, you know, they have their defense in the front 7, right? And then they have the blitzing going on. So James Burgess is 6'3", 180 pounds from Huffman High School. He's from Center Point, Alabama. So this is just going to be one of those things where you can't overthrow, you can't underthrow, you can't, you know, your throwing has to be right. You don't want to basically have a situation where you throw the ball and he's in the area. He's like almost all of the players that I just picked out for Alabama State's game, they have those Field Steal and the preseason SWAC awards. I think that for the most part, the SWAC knew that Alabama State was going to be defensively led, defensive minded, but that they had to work on that offensive piece. And I think that's why a lot of people voted for them to win the SWAC, because they felt like Alabama State had figured out that offensive part, which is, of course, Andrew Body. But, of course, that's in the past as far as them being able to offensively put it together. But I could see why, based off of defense alone, why they would put Alabama State up as a front runner, because most of these kids are returning from last year. So, you know, you would only see them get better. But Jackson State, whoo, boy. Mr. Ford, that's coach of the year work right there, ain't it?
Yeah. We were talking about that today at school. TC's coach of the year. TC's coach of the year.
So we got one more game and then be undefeated in SWAC play.
Oh yeah. I know you said don't get ahead of yourself, but I'm waiting to see TC go against this Chennis Berry. I'm waiting on it. I got to get my tickets for that Celebration Bowl. That's gonna be a classic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's gonna be a classic.
So he has, and when I say he, I mean James Burgess, 25 solo tackles, 14 assists for a total of 39 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss for 7 yards. He has 4 interceptions.
Hey, what's the Grambling Alabama A&M score at this time?
Y'all comment in the chat.
What's the score?
And 4 pass. Grambling. Dear Grambling. 17-14 Grambling. Oh, 17-17. They tied
they tied
up.
it up? Oh, man.
What you mean? Oh, man, that's good, ain't it?
No, we were leading them 17-3.
Oh, Mr. Ford, you thought you was gonna win? You thought
Yeah.
you was gonna win, Mr. Ford?
Yes, I did. I thought we was going to blow them out. That's why I came and got in the bed. Hey, so did Maynard change quarterback?
I'm rolling with Maynard.
With Maynard, I thought I was rolling with him in that, what was it, the Magic City? I said, I'm riding with Maynard. Man, please. Listen. I think that Maynard era is over. It's over.
I'm riding with Maynard.
That's right, man.
You riding with Mickey Joseph. He must be riding with Mickey. Mr. Ford said, "Oh man, uh-oh, you thought." Now y'all know Coach Maynard is a second half team, or excuse me, second half type of team. They get bouncing back. Well, Mr. Ford, you should have stayed a little bit longer. Mr. Ford.
Yeah, can you hear me?
That upset you so much you hung up the phone on me?
We're not over. Yeah, I was riding with Maynard.
They said the Grambling offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator needs to go.
I thought Jason Rollins was doing a good job.
Grambling changed quarterbacks.
Okay, who's in now?
You done went from rolling with Maynard to what in the world is going on over here with Grambling?
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to play that video where those kids were saying, "Dear Grambling, Bailey."
Okay, now is this the kid from Mississippi? Who is this?
Okay, so if it's one thing that Bailey's number 5, 3 and out, he is out of here. Who is out of here? What's going on, y'all? I don't know what's going on, Mr. Ford.
I think I'm gonna get back up and watch the game. Hold on. Let me get, sorry, y'all make me get back up. Oh. I thought we were gonna blow him. Man. Yeah, I thought we were gonna blow him out. I'm getting ready for the Bayou Classic.
Good night, Greg. Good night, Greg. Mr. Ford said I was getting ready to go to sleep.
Right,
I was about to finish this up and you was getting ready to go to sleep. Because that's all I got. Mr. Ford said, what in the world is going on over here? How you gonna fix it? You
let me see.
It looks like you tried to put the horse before the buggy.
Yeah, I did. It was 17-3. Okay, it's 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
They ain't
It's 17-7. No, they're in the third quarter. You remember the game started at 8:00.
Well, you know that Maynard is offensively, he gets started, in the second half.
Ooh, get that ball. And then it was a fumble. Okay, I guess we recovered. Okay.
Dang, Grambling fumble already?
Yeah, we fumbled, but he made a good run. It was a good run. Baker said, I set his alarm and laid down like Graham is good. Hey, I tell you what, we gonna be we gonna be all right. You wait, listen. Next year we gonna do it now. You watch them Graham. You watch them Tigers next year.
Oh, now you bigging up. Miles is back. What you think about that?
Okay, let's see what he's gonna do. We got 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
They made you get back up when I said it was
Yeah,
tied.
they
I feel like
get
Alabama
back
A&M
up.
should blow Grambling out.
No, I thought we were gonna blow them out.
How did you think that?
Oh, we just
Alabama
listen.
A&M
I
has
think we
had
just fumbled the
21
ball. Huh?
Didn't you fumbled again?
We fumbled again.
Damn.
Okay, I think we got it back.
How many times are you gonna fumble?
Listen.
Those must be those self-inflicted wounds they were talking
Yeah,
about.
that's right. That's what they are. Okay, this is okay, was they all do okay. Yeah.
7 plays for 32 yards. Like, what are we doing here? Come on.
Hey, you FAMU people, you happy with Cozy?
Why are you being messy?
I ain't being I'm just asking a question.
You said
You
that they were
FAMU people, are you happy with Cozy?
Didn't you say that they was gonna have a meeting?
Man, listen. You know them older people down there, that quarterback club or 220 club, you know they give all that money to FAMU athletics. And they down there fighting and cutting the fool at Prairie View.
Ooh, Mr. Ford.
Mm.
They said that the Valley versus FAMU game should be interesting. FAMU's missing a bunch of starters, plus there's more than one guy that are sitting out to hit the portal.
Whoa! Whoa!
You hear that, Mr. Ford? I didn't say it.
Hey, the brother Ava said we love Cozy. All right. Okay, somebody said that the FAMU people are quiet as a church mouse.
Valley's taking their ban.
No,
Yes.
they go against 100.
They gonna wear the 100 out. The 100
Listen, you know people don't like to take their band down there to go against 100. Oh, Eagler made a nice run then. That was Eagler just then. He made a nice run.
Mean Green is from the SIP. You must not know the Mean Green is from the SIP.
You're right. Oh, that's all right. Now listen, can Howard University get a band?
What you mean, Mr. Ford?
Can they get a band? Can they hey, they got what, 10,000 students up there at Howard? Can we get a major band? Can we get 200 pieces at Howard University?
What's wrong with what they got now?
How many pieces they got now?
I don't know. You tell me.
I got to find out. I have to find out.
How
I
many?
think I did see them. I did not see them. Yeah, I saw them. Wait a minute. I saw a Howard game.
You saw them at the Celebration Bowl last year.
But I've seen them this year.
How many did they have?
It was in the Creek. They had more people. Because I'm thinking, I saw them play Hampton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
The Mean Green.
The Mean Green.
They want to know, how did Howard catch a stray?
Howard did what?
How did they catch a stray? What do the Howard's band got to do with the Mean Green and the Marching 100?
Because my thing is, if Valley can have, what Valley got, about 260, 270? What do they have?
They got a band, Mr. Ford.
That's what I'm saying. If they can have a band, Howard should have one. A big band.
They call Valley Dega because they said that Valley took a lot of Talladega's band members.
Oh, okay.
From the portal. Talladega band members entered the portal and went to Valley.
Hey, I saw Talladega's band a few years back. They were really good.
The Mean Green Marching Machine. And band staff. Damn.
And they took the band staff?
They they don't have tampering in band. They don't have tampering of band members. So I guess the Talladega band staff left and recruited some of their students to come with them. They don't have tampering or any rules or regulations. Ladarius said East Coast HBCUs don't focus on bands like that.
That's true. That's MEAC. South Carolina State's decent. Central is decent. A&T was good. What about Morgan State? What kind of band Morgan State got? I've never really.
Only thing I've heard about Morgan State is they are the Morgan State Bears. They have a defense. They have basketball, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you
they were
see
really good.
Norfolk State women's team?
Yeah, they beat somebody, right? They beat a FB.
Yeah, they beat Mizzou.
Missouri, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then they only lost by 10 to Alabama.
They got a good program up there. That guy's name is Vickers. He's the he came over from the boys program.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's been
good. Yeah, that guy's good. He's
That's
good.
who I wanted to see. So South Carolina, they played Coppin State this past week, and Dawn announced that she's going to actually go to Coppin State.
Oh, okay. That's in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Coppin State, could you get a football team? You and Maryland Eastern Shore. Why are you in the MEAC and you don't have a football team? That's my problem with you. Could you get a football team? Could you pull your weight? Only Dennis Thomas would allow that to happen.
It's these folks in this chat that saying FAMU might lose to Valley. I'm going to tell you like this. If the Delta Devils beat FAMU in Bragg,
Cozy's stay will be real short.
Cozy, I don't think he'll make it to the locker room. Y'all comment in the chat, Valley versus FAMU, what that score gonna look like. Ooh, folks are saying Valley by 12, Valley by 7. Lord. What happened, Mr. Ford?
Okay, so they got 55 seconds left in the third quarter. Okay, Crawley just took a real bad hit.
Dang.
Yeah, he did.
Where's the offensive line at?
They came with, I don't know if they came with a blitz or what.
Who's losing the Valley in Bragg? If Valley beats FAMU in, oh Lord, all hell will break loose. Valley by 10. FAMU 45, Valley 21. Uh-oh, Grambling scored 2 points. Don't they score a safety? What they score? They had to have scored a safety. It's 19-17. What happened, Mr. Ford?
Okay, I haven't gotten to that part now. I'm looking at still 17-17 with 51 seconds. Oh, okay. Let's see. No, so Grambling gave up 2 points. It went over the kicker's head.
Oh.
So it's 19-17, and that's Alabama A&M.
Okay, so whoever's dealing with the
snap was bad. Snap was terrible. Snap was terrible.
Look at Alabama A&M.
Snap was terrible.
Ladarius, you just worry about Southern beating Grambling. Jay White, it looks like your city's about to be an unsafe city.
Jay White is the one told us he didn't want a Division II coach. Was that him?
Yes, that was him, Mr.
That was
Ford.
him. Okay. Yeah, I
What do
remember
you
that.
have to say about that?
I don't get into that. I think Sam Shade will win on any level.
Those dog houses look empty. All right, special teams. So they're gonna get the ball back too? Dang.
You heard anything about who Norfolk might be looking at? Have you heard anything on that?
Is that who you think Norfolk's gonna get a different coach?
Without a doubt.
I just want some stability where, coaches get 2, 3, 4 years together. I just want some stability around here.
No, Mr. Jackson, I think he's on the concussion protocol.
Who's on a concussion protocol?
Isn't his name Daniel Richardson?
Oh, yeah. Okay, Mr. Ford, you lied again. You a
What happened?
liar. You lied again.
Yeah, what happened?
You said Junior Maritovich was a decent quarterback.
No, FAM's got to get 2 FBS transfers.
You lied. You said Maritovich.
He knows the offense. He knows the offense, but nah.
You said that he was going to be a good quarterback, and he knows the offense.
He can be a good backup. He can be a good backup. Yeah, he does know the offense.
He just had a chance to be backup.
Huh?
He just had a chance to be backup at Prairie View.
Yeah, but he didn't listen. When I turned to the game, he was quarterbacking, and they looked defeated. I haven't seen FAMU look like that in years, especially during the Willie Simmons era. They look defeated. And that problem of being like a rudderless ship on the offense, I saw that again. I saw it at the Jackson game, and then I saw it at the first half of the Norfolk game, and then I saw it again at Prairie View. They were like a rudderless ship on offense.
Well, what about Grambling and Alabama A&M? What about their offense?
You know what? I know you high on Miles Crawley, but I'm not. Okay, now who's this? This is this is the Brown kid. I was trying to see if I guess he's not gonna play the Langford kid tonight.
Langford, I thought. They're playing Cornelius Brown.
Yeah, that's the kid from Georgia State. He's I think he's from Birmingham. He went up to Tennessee, Martin or somewhere, and then he transferred to Alabama A&M. I was surprised when he left Georgia State because he was looking good over there.
Probably wanted more playing time.
He was starting.
Oh, maybe he didn't.
Yeah, he was starting. Huh?
Maybe the coach said we're going in a different direction.
Yeah, I think because they did bring in a kid from Furman. They brought a kid in from Furman, and that's when he. They
only played one quarterback tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised.
He's been sacked 4 times. Good Lord! I thought the offensive line was stout. I thought Alabama A&M offensive line was stout.
They got one kid the pros are looking at. That kid number 76. The pros are looking at him.
Well, he needs to quit getting sacked unless he's going outside the box or something.
That's what I said. I like Grambling's defense. I like the direction we're going in. I like Coach, what's his name? Coach Rollins. I like him.
You like him?
Y'all better beat Grambling now. I'll tell you that. We're going to be all right next year. We're going to be all right.
Are you just telling yourself that?
Yeah, I am. Because we're going to be all right. And I'm also telling myself, TC need to beat Chennis Berry. Don't let the man come into the Black College Division I program and take over after 1 year. I'm telling myself that too.
Are you talking about South Carolina State?
Chennis Berry. He trying to take over. First year, and he gonna be Black College national champ.
You only literally had to beat North Carolina Central in the MEAC to get to the Celebration Bowl. What are we talking about here? And he
Listen,
lost to FAMU.
I told
Tell
you
North
that's a
Carolina
different
A&T what they
team.
need to do.
He's gotten better, and FAMU's gotten worse. That was what was that in? That was it in August of September?
That was August.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Week
they're a
0
different team.
or week 1 or week 0. Maybe.
Yeah, they're a
You
different
said
team.
they're a different team now?
They're a different team.
So you're saying FAMU got worse
Yeah,
and South Carolina State got better. What did Jackson State do?
Jackson State's got better too. I think it's gonna
Wait,
be a
what
what
did
they
you
call
lie
it's gonna be
about?
it's gonna be an epic struck. Oh, I lied about FAMU not needing Willie Simmer, and that they was gonna repeat. I lied about that.
You lied?
Yes, I did.
What happened? He gone?
Shoot, Willie gone. That's what happened. Willie gone, and Smitty Rock gone too.
How you gonna fix it?
Oh Lord. I just feel like they needed some adjustments. That's all. FAMU's gonna have to rebuild, but you can't be having the folks on you like breathing down your neck for every single choice that you make. That has to be tiresome, right? Like for Jackson State, we might not agree with a lot of stuff, or we might be like, oh my God, like panicking, but we do that inside the group chat, right? Oh my God, what is happening? We just lost to Grambling. The season is over. What happened? Why can't he pick one quarterback? And then when we get out in public, it's, do you plan on continuing your dual quarterback system, or do you plan on going with one quarterback? You know what I'm saying? And behind closed doors, week 1 after we lost to ULM, oh my God, we could have won that game.
What about Southern got 3 quarterbacks? How about that?
And then we went against Lane. Oh yeah, we're like that. We're like that. And then we go against Grambling. Oh my God, what is happening? Ah! And then, oh, okay. So, we're not gonna get on a public platform and be like the quarterback club where we ask him 1,001 questions. How is he gonna do this and how he's gonna do that? Because you got folks who are watching, not me. I didn't watch. But the answers that you're looking for, he's going to give you a coach speak or vanilla anyway, because it's on a public platform. You want him to tell you he's going to run this person more or do that? You're giving away the playbook. Yeah, Mr. Ford, they said you've been lying so much on what FAMU's going to be. You might have to repent.
Yeah, you know what? I thought FAM could do it without Willie, but I was wrong. That was a lie. Willie gone, baby.
Do you think they'll try to come get him back?
I hope so, but I doubt it. Cause he'll come back next year. Willie's gonna get another job. Willie's gonna get another job as a head coach. What's his name? Eddie George. Eddie can't touch Willie as no head coach. Eddie can't touch Willie.
Oh, you think that Willie's a better coach than Eddie George? Why don't he apply
All
for
day and all night, without a doubt.
So where's the interest at for Eddie George? Like, what is that? Is there some type
I just told you that they're saying Eddie George is coming to Kennesaw State.
Well, he could hire Willie as his offensive coordinator, right?
Willie is gonna get his own program, Mr. Mona.
It's
Willie
an
Simmons
FBS program. Willie can go to be the offensive coordinator at Kennesaw State.
Listen, if Willie goes to Kennesaw State, he's on as head coach.
Mr. Ford, who's number one, Jackson State or South Carolina State as
I
of
go
right
with
now?
Jackson State. I told you that. I go with Jackson State without a doubt.
Donation, Mr. Russell, because I know you was waiting on him to say South Carolina State. I know you was waiting on it. Oh, do you know who? Okay. Do you know who ranked us? I feel like he just be doing that just to be messy.
Who is it?
Jay, he ranked
You talking about Jay Walker?
yeah, he ranked
Oh.
South Carolina. Let me pull up these rankings. Let me pull these up. And you tell me what you think about it. So Jay's HBCU power rankings, we all know that. I think Jay like just automatically hates on Jackson State. I don't know why.
He hates on the SWAC. He hates on the SWAC.
Okay, so the SWAC as a
Yeah.
whole. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he hates on the SWAC.
So he puts South Carolina State at 1. Mind you, Florida A&M beat South Carolina State, but okay. Okay, South Carolina State at 1, Jackson State at 2, number 3, North Carolina Central, number 4, Southern, and number 5, Florida A&M. What do you think about those rankings, or how would you rank them?
Take FAMU up. Take FAMU out.
Damn! FAMU can't be in the top 5?
No. Going out there letting Prairie View beat you.
Who?
Prairie View struggle with Mississippi Valley. I think they beat Valley by 1 point, right? Isn't that right?
Yes. You said take FAMU out.
Take FAMU out.
Messed around and lost to Prairie View.
Prairie View, man.
Yeah, they lost to Prairie View, Mr.
Prairie
Ford?
View. Yeah.
How do you lose to Prairie View? All right, so who's in your top 5, Mr. Ford?
I got it'll be Jackson, South Carolina State, the Eagles, Southern, and then I probably would go with Bama State.
Ooh.
Yeah, I go with Bama State. And another thing is, I might put Miles College up there.
Mr. Ford,
I'm serious.
they saying Valley gonna pull it out. That'd be the upset of the century, wouldn't it?
I tell you what, you let them pull it out and see, don't they put a moving van in front of Cozy's house?
Blue said you forgot about Tennessee State.
Yeah, I did. That's right. I forgot about Tennessee State. That's right. I'm thinking.
Do it over.
Okay, so I would go Jackson, South Carolina State. I still got the Eagles 3rd. Then I would go Tennessee State, then Southern.
You gonna let Prairie View beat you?
Prairie View, man, wait. And they're gonna fight. You got a $25,000 fine. Man, please.
Please. Okay, so but Prairie View was the reigning SWAC West champion, Mr. Ford.
And got mollywopped 2 weekends down there in Tallahassee last week. They got beat down.
And so then Prairie View was just returning the favor, right?
Yeah, you're right. They returned the favor. And
did you think it was a joke when you saw that FAMU was losing by that much?
Yeah, and then and the other thing I noticed was their body language was so bad. When I turned, I didn't know the situation with Daniel Richardson, and I'm like, that's Junior Meritovich. And then I looked. Mm-mm. And I didn't like the body language the whole time I watched the game. I mean, it's like they were beaten. Mentally, they were beaten.
But
To me, it was like they didn't want to play.
Fight in them, like they have some fight in them or something. Y'all
Yeah,
fight
but
back.
I didn't see none of that. I didn't see none of that. That's another reason I'm saying they got to go and get two FBS. Listen, this boy's running wild for Alabama A&M. This is Eaglin.
Eaglin?
Yeah, he's running wild.
Woo! Go Eaglin. Go Eaglin. Go Eaglin.
You know what? Hey, Blue, is Eaglin an NFL player?
He's on
Blue,
my fantasy.
Is Eaglin an NFL player?
For some reason, Sutton wants to be acknowledged. Here you go, Sutton. Hey, Sutton.
Hey, I just
Sutton,
listen. I told you now, Southern Blue. What you think about that other kid? This new kid, Woods, the kid from Woodward Academy. What's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, isn't his name Woods? What they say his name was?
I've never heard of him.
He's the third string quarterback. He and T-Set are both redshirt freshmen. He's from Atlanta. He went to Woodward Academy. They instead of putting Noah in when T-Set, was taken out, they went with that kid. And to me, he pulled the game out.
They Blue said that he could be an undrafted free agent at most, but he won't be drafted.
Drafted. Okay. All right.
I mean, ain't nothing to talk about. Somebody said we stopped talking about FAMU when he showed up. This is them.
What they say about FAMU?
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. Now, let me say this about your good friend, Mr. Cozy. If he don't make that move and make Burris the offensive coordinator and the play caller, his day's going to be short in Tallahassee.
Why do you keep saying that?
I'm just telling you now. Listen, Joe Henry, keep him as offensive line. He can be assistant head coach. But he got to give up that OC and he got to give up that play calling. That's got to go to Burris. And if let me tell you something, your friend Mr. Cozy don't do that, I'm telling you, his stay gonna be short next year in Tallahassee now. Because I done told you before, I done told you this 100 times. Them people very impatient down there in Tallahassee now. Don't get it twisted. They real impatient.
Listen. You cannot build a program that quickly. It's going to take at least 2 years.
Yeah, but you got to make adjustments.
You do have to make adjustments, but I feel like also, like you have to, like I can remember last year with Coach TC Taylor and our offense, and we were screaming and yelling, "Take Jason Brown out! Take him out, please! He's killing us! He's killing us! Please take him out, please!" And like year one, you're just trying to figure some things out. And then year two, that's when you execute everything that you wanted to fix, right?
Let me say this to you, Mr. Mona. In 80 years, FAMU only had 12 losing seasons. Okay? That's in their blood. Okay, one thing you can't do down there is lose. That's generational. They are perennial powerhouse from way back. Okay, so when you study FAMU's football in the 30s, they were winning national championships. Okay, we're not going to talk about Jake Gaither in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. Okay, so I'm gonna say this again. He better make them moves. Okay, and better do it by next year, and he better roll next year, because them people in Tallahassee are not very patient. They're not very patient.
FAMU had 31 portal players with a brand new head coach. And
Okay, I know that's supposed to be an excuse, right?
everybody wanted him to do an extension of Willie's offense, or we want you to run it like how Willie runs it. Like, no, I'm gonna run
No,
it.
they
like
want him to win like Willie won. That's what they want. They want you to win like Willie did. They want to be in the Celebration Bowl.
Even
They
Willie
want
took
to have a, like you said about that Bragg Stadium streak. That's what they want. They know they can't have it, but they want something like they used to call Gaither Days. Okay? If you ever get a chance, study Gaither Days, especially in the 50s.
What happened in the Gaither days?
They didn't lose no games. That's when they had people like, you ever heard of, he was from St. Augustine, Florida. He was the one who started people to spike in the football. His name was Willie Gallimore. You ever heard of him?
More?
If you ever get a chance, I want you to put him in your search engine. His
All
name was
these
Willie.
winning seasons, and they was still getting belt to ass by Jackson State.
When?
What you mean when? What you mean when?
Listen. Let me say this to you. When
FAMU
Gallimore
has
played,
won
wait a minute.
the last time
Oh,
versus
when
Jackson State.
Gallimore played, the enemy on the top game was Southern University under Arnett Mumford. Okay? That was the top game in black college football. Southern University versus Florida A&M. Southern University's coach was named Arnett Mumford. FAMU's coach was named Papa Jake Gaither. That was the premier game. Okay? Jackson's winning started with a guy named Bob Hill. Rod didn't do really well. You remember Rod Page? Rod wasn't that great. Rod wasn't that great. But Bob Hill was something else now. And then Bob Hill left, went to New Orleans with the Saints, and then that brought in W.C. Gordon. Okay?
And W.C. Gordonfield. We know about that W.C. Gordonfield,
Well,
right?
I'll take that back. Don't forget the Big John Merritt era was from 1953 until about, 63, 62? Because Big John went to the Orange Blossom Classic 2 years, 60, wait, let's get it, 61, 62. That's Willie Richardson and them. Yeah.
The Killer Joe days?
Yeah, this was 60, because, let's see.
They in here, Mr. Daniels, they won't be commenting. They're in here. Hey, y'all. They're in here. They ain't gonna comment, though. Willie gone!
Yeah, Willie gone.
Bob Hayes days.
Okay, Bob was early 60s. That's right. Bob Hayes came out of Jacksonville, Florida?
And
Came out of Jacksonville.
Guess what, y'all? Big John Mayer and W.C. Gordon are rivalry ties between JSU and Tennessee State.
Yeah, because Big John was from 53 to 62, I think.
Well, Mr. Ford, we got a new era. Have you heard of the
new era? You got the TC. Listen, TC got to take that thing from Chennis Berry.
TC Taylor Field.
TC Taylor. He got to take one look here. I can't wait. What's that date? That December what? December 13th? What's the date of the Celebration Bowl? Somebody put that date. Blue, what's that date for the Celebration Bowl? I can't wait, man. That's TC versus Chennis Berry. Boy, look at him. What's that date, Blue?
There's too many games back to back to back.
Yeah, because you know that new playoff system starts the next week after the Celebration Bowl.
Shoot, ain't nobody gonna make all of them.
Yeah, I hope I can make that Celebration Bowl, man.
I want to make the Celebration Bowl. I'm trying to see if I'm gonna go to the Alabama State game tomorrow. But realistically speaking, that's today.
Yeah, from Jay White. I remember Napoleon. Napoleon played for the Raiders, didn't he? Did he play for the Oakland Raiders?
When TC Taylor beats Chennis Berry, is Chennis Berry still coach of the year?
No, it's TC. It's TC.
The SWAC championship is December 7th.
Yeah, that's right. And then the next year, because they used to have 2 weeks between the SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl.
I
Now it's
want to
1
say
week.
a Grambling loss here, a Southern win on Saturday, and an Alcorn loss. Don't that clinch for that clinches Southern's
Yeah, Southern wins this Saturday. Who's Southern playing?
UAPB?
Well, they win it. They'll win the West.
Dang. You think they're gonna win?
Yeah, Southern. Yeah.
Edwin Moore says you expecting the wrong teams in the Celebration Bowl. He feels like Southern's going to the Celebration Bowl this year.
What you
Damn
sniffing?
you, Mr.
What you
Don't
sniffing?
please
you
don't get
sniffing?
Jerome. Please don't get Jerome started.
What are you sniffing?
Jerome said that JSU beat FAMU 22-6 in the 1962 Orange Blossom Classic. Please don't get Jerome started.
Hey, Jerome, but the year before, FAMU beat them. You remember they went 62?
We don't remember.
Yes, they do. Listen, 62, Jackson won. 61, FAM won. Those were the last 2 years of Big John Merritt, because after those 2 years, Big John Merritt left and went to Tennessee State.
We don't remember.
Yeah, now the other team out of the SWAC they used to give FAMU hell down there, the Orange Blossom Classic, was none other than Prairie View under Billy Nix. They used to give FAM hell.
Okay, so Prairie View can give FAM hell then, but Prairie View beating them last week, it was an abomination.
Yeah, because Prairie View's, listen, baby, you talking about a golden era when they had Billy Nix. You got one, I wish I could sit down with you and let's go over to Billy. Matter of fact, he was from Georgia. Billy Nix, I think he went to Morris Brown, and I want to say he was from Griffin, Georgia. And he went out there to Prairie View, and he was the truth. I know Rob talked to us about him. He said he used to hate to see him coming. Yeah. He had people like Kenny Houston, Otis Taylor, Choo Choo Brackens.
Not them saying Southern versus South Carolina State. Southern does not think.
Is that who is that, Mr. Moses? Who's saying that stuff?
Mr. Haynes talking about it's going to be South Carolina State versus Southern.
Okay, that's another somebody. What you smoking on? You on that synthetic marijuana, right? That's what you're doing. You're doing that synthetic marijuana.
I almost said, and I don't want to play it where he said, we never beat them. We tried though. We never beat Jackson State. We tried though. That was sad. So sad.
Who was that?
It was a young man who played Jackson State all 4 years of his time at Southern. And he said, I never beat Southern. We tried though. Dang.
Was that during the Pete Richardson years, or what years was it?
That was during this year, as in 2024. The young man got on camera and he said, man, never beat Jackson State. We tried though. He had an accent. Yeah. And he was so sad about it. I was like, dang, not you trying to come back to the vet to get your ass whooped again. We're going to have to find you again and ask you. That was a sad interview. See, folks already getting their hotels ready for Celebration Bowl.
Oh, it's going to be big.
You think a lot of FAMU folks had to cancel, or do you think they'll still go?
Some of them will come because, when I go to the Celebration Bowl, I see all the schools represented. I remember when Alcorn would come, I would see so many Jackson State people, and I would see so many Tennessee State people, and all the Tennessee State people would be talking about if we were here. I didn't want to hear that. It ain't about you were here. You in that hillbilly conference. If we was here.
Shit. If we was here, what?
If we was here. If we was here. Yeah, right.
If we was here, what?
Listen, how we gonna say Eddie go? We gonna say Eddie go, Eddie go, Eddie go, Eddie go, Eddie go. Hey, Blue, Eddie go. There they go.
Tennessee State. Lord, we gotta ask them. How they gonna fix it?
How they gonna fix it?
How you gonna fix it? You done messed me up to death this business. I done called the police because I'm doing a refund. A refund is due unto me. Don't feel like I just been abused down here today. God ain't pleased with this. You can't do the Saints like this. Boy, I don't even know if I'm gonna sit out here till the police come too. I'm gonna sit out here till the police come. I'm doing refund.
There they go. There they go.
Eddie, he's not going nowhere.
You know, they're going to build a new stadium out there at Kennesaw State because that stadium is about, what, 7,000? Where's that stadium over at Kennesaw State?
How
Are they going, huh?
how is Eddie gonna leave?
Eddie gone. Eddie gone. I'm waiting to see what kind of salary, because they in that Conference USA. That's most of them coaches $700,000, $800,000, $1 million. But he's $400,000, I think, at Tennessee State. Yeah. And somebody said, Maynard gone. Maynard gone.
They don't need us new stadium. They have 7 people attend those games.
Yeah, you're right about that, Blue.
I thought they had over 30,000 students.
They got 45,000 students. They got 2 campuses.
Why do they only have 7 people in the stadium?
It's a young
and they
program.
over here talking about SWAC games. That's an FBS team.
Yeah, they're in the Conference USA. Just fired the guy who started that program, Bohannon.
That's terrible.
Brian Bohannon, they fired him.
First year at the FBS level.
Yeah.
All those students go to the Georgia game.
Yeah, that's true. They do go to Georgia game.
They're
Or they go to the Tech games.
Like Alabama A&M fans. They be going to
well, now, you know, the biggest crowds that have come to Georgia State Stadium have been HBCU games. Okay, anytime HBCUs play at Georgia State, it's always a packed house. You know, if Jackson comes, pack house. Tennessee State comes, pack house. Florida A&M comes, pack house. Biggest games they've had at that Georgia State Stadium, HBCU games.
Jackson State will be playing Hattiesburg USM next season. That'll be a good game.
I know you. I think somebody said that. Now I'm trying. There's a rumor that Tennessee State and Florida A&M are gonna play here in Atlanta next year. I haven't been able to get any confirmation on that, but that's the word.
Well, Eddie George ain't gonna be there. He gonna be gone.
Eddie gone. Eddie gone.
They're saying there should be more classics played in Atlanta, but the SWAC, MEAC, and the Celebration Bowl got Atlanta locked up. They said you cannot play a game in Atlanta a certain number of days before and after. I want to say they got it all locked up in Atlanta.
Yeah, they do. That's ESPN. Yeah, what's your guy's name? Grant. You know, the guy that likes to hear himself talk. He's an A&T graduate. You should ask him when is A&T. And by the way, where's that brother Dave with A&T is going to be competitive? Where is he? You heard from him lately? Any Dave sightings?
The Carolina Panthers been winning a little bit, so I think I saw him the other day.
Yeah, y'all won this week, right? Didn't y'all beat the Giants or something?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it. I really just dismissed the Carolina Panthers because they were so bad. But I saw that.
Listen, they saying Carolina Panthers got the worst owner in the NFL. Tepper. Yeah, they say he's the worst owner. Now the word is he's trying to crash it.
Why are you looking for Dave?
Huh?
Why are you looking for Dave?
Because he told you they were going to be competitive. And how many games have they won?
I think they got beat by Villanova this past weekend.
Okay. Have they beat anybody besides Winston-Salem?
Grambling on life support.
Yeah.
Let's see. Damn, they only scored 3 points.
Hey, you know what, Ron T, you're
They're
right.
1-9.
Hey, I wish we could have a triple header here in Atlanta and call it the SWAC versus the MEAC, and we have, or we could have like a Florida versus Mississippi, or Florida versus Louisiana. You know, something like that. The first game would be Bethune versus Grambling. Second game would be Florida A&M versus Southern. Or we could go Bethune versus Alcorn. First game. Second game would be Florida A&M versus Jackson State. Florida versus Mississippi. Florida versus Louisiana. I
No,
love to see
because we
that.
want to play. We want to play in Bragg so that we can officially name it JSU Bragg.
Yeah, you named it the Blue. Didn't you call it the Blue Blossom Classic?
I sure did.
Yeah,
We
you
don't want. We
named it.
want to play in Bragg so we can go ahead and break that streak. The last time that they lost was actually, I want to say, against Jackson State. So we're just trying to put that back in there.
I think Grambling just lost this game.
Grambling fails to convert on first down.
We just lost it.
So what do you think about the coaching at Grambling?
Oh, it's not about coaching right now. You got to recruit. We got to get the big time athletes in there. I listen. I ain't got no problem with Mickey Joseph. I ain't got no problem with Dooley, and I definitely ain't got no problem with Raleigh. We got to get them big time athletes. We got to go get them big time boys.
Maynard's on a winning streak. Let him stay one more year.
Well, that's going to be up to the president, right? Is that the alumni going? Who's going to make that call?
What if they beat FAMU?
You know what?
Black Friday.
What's that record? Wait, I'm looking at it. Let's see. What is it? Let's see. It's 4-5. This will make them 5-5. 3-3 in the conference. You know what? It might be an argument for him. Well, what's that guy's name? In his name, Avis?
Yeah.
He needs to come up and tell us. I mean, if he wins out, are you going to keep him? Or he wins out and you going to fire him? What you going to do? Hey, Avis, put something in the chat right there. What you going to do?
I think he has another year anyway.
Hey, who is this? Alonzo. Listen, man, you being very touchy.
Oh.
Being very touchy. Hey, is that Avis? Is this Avis right here? This Alabama State Avis? I mean, Alabama A&M Avis?
That's Jay White.
Okay, Avis, Jay White. Okay, so we need to ask Jay White if
you don't ask Jay White. Jay White don't know. He over here talking about unsafe cities, and then he got up on here and
he's just bumping his gums.
I don't even know what the argument was about, but Lord, it was terrible. Do you remember what they was arguing about? No, because your ass started some shit and then you fell asleep.
Which one?
You started mess with Jerome and Jay White, and then you fell asleep. And you was asleep on the whole call. Meanwhile, Jerome and Jay White, and then Jay White went in with Alabama State alum. Oh my God, it was terrible. And you slept through the whole thing.
You're right, because I don't remember that.
Exactly. You asked about Alabama A&M, and you got to talking about the bands and stuff. It was you, Mr. Ford. And then you had the nerve to be asleep.
Yeah,
Then when we said, "What you doing, Mr. Ford?" You said, "Oh, I was just resting my eyes." Whole time you done blew up the whole live. I'm talking about it went down, and you was just over there sleeping.
Yeah, I was sleeping. Well, what's it? You said that's Avis, right? That's Avis. We can't.
Jay White said Maynard's U-Haul's almost loaded up.
Oh, okay. Avis, so it doesn't matter.
You remember Jay White said in the beginning of the season that he had Coach Maynard had to win the SWAC, but everybody was saying that Jay White just be talking. He don't know what he's talking about because they said that Maynard has an extra year on his contract.
Okay, all right.
So we're gonna see. He brought in a defensive staff.
Yeah, he did. He brought a guy from North
Said
Carolina.
that Maynard kept his job tonight. I'm telling you, Black Friday, if Maynard goes in there and beats FAMU, they're going to give him an extra year just off GP.
You might have a point right there. You know what? You might have a point.
Let me go ahead. Black Friday, Daniel Richardson's been out for the count.
He's concussion protocol. He's going through concussion protocol.
What does that entail?
Well, you know, they got to check him, probably give him a what do you call that? A CAT scan? You know.
Oh man. They didn't give him one after that hit that he took at Jackson State. That was a big hit.
Yeah, that was a big hit. That kid was what's his name? He's from Grayson High School. What's that kid's name? He came from Florida State to Jackson. What's his name? He put a hit on
Isaiah Bolden?
No. This kid,
True Thompson.
True Thompson, that's right. True Thompson.
He did not hit him with his helmet head to head.
No. It was a body blow.
Dang, they said Jay White didn't even go to A&M. He went to Talladega.
For real? Dang.
It says because pressure to win forces coaches to ignore concussion signs and put players back in. That's terrible.
Hey, when I played, they would put something under your nose and then say, "Let's go." That was it. I used to see guys get knocked out, and then they put that doc come in and put this thing under your nose like ammonia, and then you be ready to go.
Damn, can you see the field? You done got knocked silly. How you gonna how you gonna see the field? You done got knocked silly. I remember when Shedeur got the Sonic rings knocked out of him from Alcorn. And
yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, I was down in Mobile, I think. Yeah, I remember that.
Why are you making him continue?
Listen, I remember last year I came home and Colorado was playing Washington State. They sacked him 10 times. They took him out the game at the end of the first half. They sacked him 10 times. He played against Cam Ward. Cam Ward, they scored 42 points in the first half. And by the way, who you got for the Heisman? You got Cam Ward for the Heisman? Or you got Shedeur, what's that other boy, Travis Hunter?
I got Travis Hunter.
You got Travis Hunter?
Playing both sides of the ball. Oh, yeah, I got Travis.
I got, I'm going Cam Ward.
Travis. Travis.
You got Travis?
You know Cam gets trained by the same quarterback trainer as Shedeur.
Is it that Whitfield guy? Who is it?
I don't know. He's from Texas, but he used to be at Jackson State. A&M is stupid. 3rd and 2, run the ball, incomplete pass.
Yeah. What's the name? Is fussing at his coaches. He's Maynard's fussing at his coaches right now.
What the hell? Why would they not run the ball? Run the timeout.
I'm serious. What's that all about?
It's got to be Travis. Travis is playing two-way ball.
Yeah, Travis something else, man. Collins Hill.
Did Maynard win the game or not?
No, Grambling's got the ball back with 1 minute and 44 seconds.
That is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my whole entire life. 3rd and 2, why didn't you run the ball? They trying to his coaches must want him out too. They must not want a job either, because why would you not run? 3rd and 2, you can at least get 1 yard, and then if you need be, go 4th and 1, you could run again. Hold the line, Maynard. Hold the line.
That boy Cornell Maynard, baby. Okay, it's Miles Crawley.
Miles.
He's a preseason SWAC Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year.
I think they did it based off of his stats from last year.
Got to. He just threw an interception.
By the stats, Alabama A&M should be up by way more. Alabama A&M had 27 first
He
downs.
just threw an interception.
Get
Okay,
down!
I can go to bed.
Oh, damn, he just got the ball and just threw an interception. That sounds like Jackson State versus Grambling game, huh? It sounds like some get back.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Mickey Joseph don't let him ride with the team.
The get back up.
Probably make him catch a Greyhound back to Grambling.
That get back up. It sounds
Look
like
at this, man. This guy's terrible.
Mr. Ford.
I'm
rolling with Maynard.
I'm rolling with Maynard, baby. I'm riding with Maynard. I thought Maynard was going to do it at the Magic City. I told him I'm riding with Maynard.
Well, you can ride with him tonight. Them Grambling Tigers.
Damn, man. Listen, I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to bed.
All right, Mr. Ford.
Listen, you coming back Saturday night, right?
Yes, Saturday night.
But you're gonna be in Montgomery, right?
Oh my God, I'll know by tomorrow morning if I'm going.
If you do, you're gonna enjoy Montgomery, man. I love going down to Montgomery.
Really?
Yeah, my wife's people are the Alabama people. They're Montgomery, Birmingham, Selma, Camden.
I won't even be able to do anything. I would get there late Friday night, get up, get dressed, get to the stadium, and then I got to do my SWAC Saturday.
Yeah.
It's over with. I'll be on business only. They can direct me to the nearest soul food spot or somebody direct me to the nearest tailgate. But other than that, I'm working. I don't got time for all that. I'm there to work. They said egg drop Dooley is what lost the game because why does Miles Crawley keep throwing interceptions?
Well, he won't be starting no more after this game. He definitely won't start in that Bayou Classic. They probably go to a freshman or somebody else.
Grambling kept you up for this, Mr. Ford, for them to
kept me up, man. Listen, we got to get us a quarterback. We got to get us some big time players down there. It can happen.
We thank Grambling for beating Alabama State, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a
Remember now, Grambling beat the top two teams in the East. They beat Jackson and they beat Alabama State.
So then what happened? You think they just paid some refs in the hole, or are they because we see they just falter? Final.
Well, my thing is I don't think they had the right quarterback though. Listen, I told you from the beginning, I thought Miles Crawley was overrated. I've never been a fan of his. I've never been a fan of Miles Crawley. Okay, they about to congratulate Maine on his win.
Does he get a Gatorade bath?
He might. I know one thing. That makes him 5-5, y'all. Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. Yes, it does. He's now 5-5. He's 3-3 in the conference.
See, that's not bad, right?
No, that's not bad. That's not bad, baby. No.
I'm gonna play his victory speech for y'all.
Listen, have a good night.
Can y'all see that? Good night.
This is for the next boy. No. What's causing this? I'm styling and profiling. Rolex win. Diamond ring win. Jet flying. Limousine driving. And I'm having a hard time holding these gators down. Whether you like it or not, you best love to love it. It's the best thing going today. Woo! Congratulations, Coach.
Let's go, Maynard. I'm rolling with Maynard. I'm rolling with Maynard. So congratulations to Coach Maynard. And guess what? It ain't over.
This is for the nature, boy.
It ain't over.
They want to know
They got the FAMU
what's
game.
calls in this. I'm styling and profiling. Rolex win, diamond ring win, jet flying, limousine driving, kids stealing, selling a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these gators down. Whether you like it or not, you best learn to love it. It's the best thing going today. Woo!
Congratulations, coach.
Let's go, baby. All right, y'all. And with that, Graham fam lost again. Look at him. Look. He just over there looking at y'all, shaking his head. Here go Maina. What was said? Y'all said what now? I'm sorry. What did you say? What was said, Jay White? What did y'all have to say? Oh, Lord. Come on, bruh. Come on. Come on. What's up, Jay White? We getting ready to get up out of here. What's up, Jay
Now,
White?
Mr. Ford still here?
No, he just left. Why? What you want to do,
No,
Brad?
I wanted to answer his question. He was asking the Maynard, still.
Jay White, we is not finna do this tonight. It is.
No, he out, man. He out. I have their director already contacting coaches.
Talk about that right now. Just say congratulations for winning. Congratulations.
Congrats to Coach Maynard. This is 3 years in a row versus Grambling. We didn't beat Grambling 3 years in a row. So congrats to him on his way out. Maynard farewell tour, full effect. That's it.
First runner up. Ain't no tiebreakers. It's Big V and everybody else. He said, what's the tie break scenarios for first runner up in the SWAC East?
I see you on SWAC Saturdays tomorrow. Bye.
All right, see you. Jay White, you know Jay White finna come up here. If Jay White don't do nothing else, he's gonna let you know what he gonna let you know. Jay White, we're not finna do that tonight. So basically what Jay White is saying is Alabama A&M is Grambling's daddy. Let me stop starting stuff because that's basically what he said. He said that the Bulldogs is Grambling Tigers' daddy. Here go Southern. Here you go. This is the Bayou Classic, y'all. Mr. Moore, them Grambling Tigers said they draw in first blood. All right, y'all. It's been real. It's been a good night. It looks like we all got some folks that are reminiscing, needing a coach. It's so much drama going on in the SWAC, but ain't no big three. It's just Big V. Everybody have a good night. Y'all be blessed.
How you gonna fix it? You done messed me up to tell this business. I done called the police because I'm doing a refund. A refund is due unto me. Don't feel like I just been abused out here today. God ain't pleased like this. You can't do the Saints like this.
Yeah, man, hey, write a check your ass in cash, man. That's all I can say.
Oh my God.
I got something to say.
Y'all hired some homegrown talent. I'm proud of Jackson State. Everybody give me a round of applause. Everybody just give me a round of applause. They hired some homegrown talent. And got a homegrown ass whooping. That's a homemade ass whooping. That ass whooping from scratch. Okay? That ass whooping went out the box. That ass whooping came from scratch. Them folks told you last year, I hope you put me on homecoming. Them folks told you what they gonna. See, it's one thing to sneak up on me. If you're gonna sneak up, I lost to Texas Southern last year homecoming, right? I didn't see that coming. They snuck up on me and they beat me. Them folks told you, if you put me on your homecoming next year, I hope you put me on your homecoming. You dummies did it. You did it and got your ass whooped.
Hello. Welcome back to Lessons with Kobe. Today, we will be learning the term belt to ass in sign language. First, we're going to break it down. Stay with me. Belt to ass. One more time. Belt to ass. Together now. Belt to ass. And that concludes my lesson.